anime award goes to Solo Leveling.
Well, so much for Anime of the Year material, eh, fellas?
Of course it's a western, all whining and crying. What can I expect from you people?
I think my Asian card just got revoked. Hello, my fellow Americans. President Barack Obama here, coming to you in a timely fashion as usual. I'm here to once again make a brave and controversial statement that will reshape our entire reality. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards is bad. So yeah, I'm a little bit late to the party, but in my defense, I only found out about the whole fiasco days after it actually happened because I saw Giguk's dumbass appear on my recommendation. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards is basically the Oscar, only instead of Hollywood stuff, people are gathered together to celebrate the Japanese cartoons we love so much. And much like the Oscar, it's an endless yearly cycle of everyone apparently agreeing that it's an absolute shit show and that you shouldn't care whatsoever about this award, but that doesn't seem to stop them from endlessly bitching about it. I don't care. The award show is a joke. The disgruntled weeb cries into his body pillow, totally not coping with the fact that his favorite show did not in fact win Anime of the Year. Putting that aside though, for those who are still out of the loop at this point, you might be wondering what exactly is it that got people's panties in a twist. Well, in short, the award show is less of an actual celebration of good anime and more so just a glorified popularity contest. This is the way it's always been ever since this whole event's conception in 2016. I was there during the Yuri on Ice incident, and the My Hero Academia incident. This happens every time. Why do you people keep falling for this? The YouTubers, I understand, at least you're making money off this travesty, but the rest of you? Just molding for the love of the game. Needless to say, it's the same story this year as well, and the show to completely hog the spotlight this time around was none other than Hype Moments and Aura, the anime. Best new series? Solo Leveling. Best score? Solo Leveling. Best ending sequence? Solo Leveling. Best action? Solo Leveling. Best main character? Sung Jinwoo from Quick pop quiz. Name 5 solo leveling characters other than Jinwoo, and they can't be any of the summons. I'll just save us both time. And finally, let's of course not forget Anime of the Year, going to, you guessed it, Solo Leveling. I want to focus on this category right here because truthfully, this is the one that truly pushed me to make this petty ass video in the first place. There were quite a number of people who were understandably upset about this outcome, not just because they think Solo Leveling is mid, but also because literally every other option on the list is just objectively better. Personally, if I had to pick anything from this lineup, it would have been either Delicious in Dungeon or Dandadan, as they are easily the best ones to be nominated. That being said though, I'm not exactly mad about this turn of events for one specific reason. Frier didn't win. For context, I made a video on Beyond Journey's End all the way back in December 2023, when it was still ongoing, and while I wasn't particularly harsh on it in comparison to other shows that I've straight up taken a massive dookie on, I didn't exactly have the nicest things to say either. You can go watch it for yourself if you want, but in short, I thought the show was boring. Not terrible by any means, but definitely not worth the copious amounts of praise it was getting. That's basically the summary of it. Long story short, it didn't exactly elicit a happy reaction, and that was my real exposure to the community this show has garnered. Now, just to be clear, this is in no way me trying to play the victim. I uploaded a public video, I had an aggressive title and a thumbnail that was practically screaming for attention. People are absolutely free to think I'm an idiot and throw shit right back at me. I'm totally open to anyone who wants to challenge my arguments. That being said, I'm also allowed to think your counter-arguments to my videos are just as retarded. I stopped reading the comments on that video a long time ago, but an immediate pattern I noticed is that the most common response a Frier fan has towards anyone with even the slightest problem with the show is essentially to just brand that person as a juvenile TikTok brain caveman who is simply too unintelligent or immature to understand the intricacies of Japanese cartoons. Oh what? You don't find an entire episode of 2 monotone bitches walking around looking for a flower to be entertaining? Clearly you just do not get the nuance and complex layers of said activity. Hey buddy, have you ever heard of a shower? I like to call the Frier fan base the modern day Rick and Morty fans. They're so far up their own asses that they can't comprehend the idea that maybe the show they like so much is just okay. No, preposterous. I am an intellectual. There's no way that I would like something that isn't essentially the second coming of Shakespeare. Frier is clearly advanced rocket science levels of complex, and anyone who says otherwise is a shonen brain retard. Honestly, I can't help but laugh a little bit from exasperation every time that sentiment is thrown in my face, because this show is not that deep. The so-called subtle storytelling and deep character writing is really not as hard to comprehend as you guys think. Like, yeah, I get why the scene of them looking for flowers drags on for so long. It's to show the difference difference in how Fern and Frier perceive the passage of time. She's making the same mistake again. She realizes she has to stop zoning out because although her time is almost limitless, the same cannot be said for her new companion. I understand why Fern is emotionally stunted. She's a traumatized child who was raised by a bitch who emotes as much as a robot. These are not hard concepts to grasp. I understand everything the show is trying to do and what message it's trying to get across. Understanding it doesn't make it any less boring. I get it. Friendships come and go, seasons change, time passes. So does a kidney stone. Doesn't make the experience any less atrocious. But why exactly am I saying all this? Well, I guess what I'm trying to get across is that I hate Frier fans. I think you're all pretentious dipshits whose heads are so far up their own asses. I'm surprised the rest of you haven't gone sucked in. Do I like Solo Leveling? No, this shit is ass. Would I have preferred a different show winning Anime of the Year? Yes, of course. I already told you my preferred picks. Am I okay with Solo Leveling winning instead of Frier? Abso-fucking-lutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Because at the end of the day, it's not about my favorite show winning. It's about you all losing. And you can go on to call the award show stupid and cry about how much you don't care about it all you want. Because like I said, it doesn't stop you from bitching every single year. And that's about it. So yeah.